Welcome to Splattered Plastic, the only horror vinyl soundtrack show on YouTube. With your hosts, Tinman
and Liam.
Tonight
We are doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth. Can't really do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth, without talking about the 1974 Tobe Hooper classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
So, come out in 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper, music by a guy called Wayne Bell, who was obviously working with Tobe Hooper at the time.
Yeah, that's it.
Wayne Bell has also done the music for Eaten Alive, which is another Tobe Hooper movie from Tobe Hooper? What is it? Tobe
Hooper.
We had this fucking thing with Harry Manfredini as well,
Yeah,
didn't we?
that's right. Anywho.
So Wayne Bell also done Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
The one with the two very famous people now. Yes.
Rennie Zellweger.
Zellweger.
Or, as you rom-com fans know, Bridget Jones.
That's it, yeah.
And...
All right.
Matthew fucking McConaughey.
The legend that is him.
He is pretty good, man.
Yeah, he's good to be
True
fair.
Detective was good.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. We're talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you haven't seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I do feel like I'm saying this quite a lot lately, go and watch. Don't watch this shit. Watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's amazing, man.
But then come back here.
But then come back and watch what we think about it.
Yeah.
So the plot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is Sally Hardesty and Franklin, her invalid brother.
Yes.
Fucking
Oh, God.
are going to visit the grandparents' house and subsequent graveyard.
Because there's been some bodies been exhumed, you know. Yeah. Make sure it's still there and all that. Nice
that
plot.
scene. I'm not going into the scene because that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Man.
We'll get to that.
When they're attacked by a family of cannibals.
Yes.
Amazing. Absolutely phenomenal exploitation. Cheap.
Art house film as well. To a point.
It was film students, wasn't it? You know what I mean? So,
just like the cinematography. Oh, we'll get into that in a bit.
It's fucking so good.
We'll get into that in a bit. You know how I love cinematography.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Go ahead then, get into it.
So first time I saw it, for me, was I think 94, maybe 95. I can't remember specifics. But I used to work for Sky TV.
Yeah.
And I used to fit in go into people's houses and fit actual Sky dishes and receivers in.
Did you have one of the black boxes that you could get all the stuff on?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you take them away and there's a card in it. Woo! 2 weeks of free films. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. So I'm in this guy's house. God knows where I was, in the middle of wherever. And me being a nosy Parker, on his shelf there was a VHS and it said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And me being a nosy bastard, going, "Oh, you've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre," because at this point it was banned. In the UK, it was banned. Couldn't get it.
Was it a pre-sale one? But it was on them big fat clamshells, wasn't it?
I tell you what it was. It was a VHS box, and it was that on the front cover.
Nice.
They had that on the front cover,
Oh,
yeah.
it was a pre-sale one. Oh my God, I'd give me left nut for one of them.
But it was a bootleg.
Okay.
It was a bootleg. Now, I said to the guy, I went, "Oh my God, you got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre." And he's like, "You've never seen it?" I said, "I've never seen it." Because it was banned.
Yeah.
None of my friends had it. You know, literally none of my friends had it. We all heard about it, but we'd never seen it. And this guy, honestly, legend, yeah? He went, "Do us a favour. Tell you what. Give us your name and address. I'll burn you. Burn you. Don't burn a copy. I'll just
the
burn.
millennium.
Throw it in the fire. I will do you a VHS copy and send you one." And do you know what? He bloody did.
No way.
Yep. He sent one to my house.
Fucking hell.
Just a black. Basic, just a VHS cassette, black cover, and just written on it, "Enjoy Texas Chainsaw Massacre." Boss. And I was like, "Oh my God!" And literally, none of my friends had it. None of my friends anywhere had it. So literally, it was like, "Lads, I've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Shall we watch it?" And we're talking 90s, It's been banned for years. Put it in. Put it on.
And it was a bluey.
I wish. First time, severely disappointed.
Really?
Oh
man.
The title.
Yeah.
Title.
You expect everything.
Exactly. I'm thinking there's gonna be body parts everywhere. Bit like what same with Alien.
Yeah.
I was told Alien was like massive, and it was just like, oh. I enjoyed it, but I was a bit underwhelmed from the title.
So looking back, adult eyes now.
I watched it for the first time since 1994 or 5 or whatever it was the other day, and yes,
yeah,
a lot different.
Yeah,
totally. It's so good watching it with adult eyes.
Oh, completely.
So good.
Most of these movies are, man. These 70s movies that we all watched when they were like video nasties.
Oh, when we were kids.
You watched them when you were kids, and you were like, never fucking, not enough people getting killed.
You're not taking it in proper, are you?
But watching them all back as adults, like these 70s, like fucking nasty fucking movies that come out, they're always better now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like all the like Lucio Fulci shit and like this and Evil Dead, even, you know. You watch Evil Dead when you were a kid, you were like, oh, fucking plasticine. You watch it back now and it's fucking amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was my first time seeing it. What about yourself?
My old video shop, wasn't it?
The old video shop.
If you watch that Instagram Live, I told this story on the Instagram Live and we were talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the guy that run this video shop knew I was a fucking god.
Nut.
I'd go in and just be like, I'd have like the real Ghostbusters on top, and then like the Beyonds, City of the Living Dead, Zombie, everything underneath, because my ma worked in a pub. So she'd be like, there's a £5, go to the video shop and get yourself something decent to watch.
You come back
with like Italian splatter movies.
Wow.
And so like you said, this was completely banned. And the guy was called Andy, and he just looked over the counter when the shop emptied and went, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I was like, no.
How old are you then?
Oh, mate.
Well, do you know when it was? Do you know what a date, like roughly?
It must have been, I'm saying late 80s.
Oh, wow, really? That early?
Mate, I was a kid.
Oh, really?
It must have been about 87, 88. Because I was robbing all those, like, fucking Hellraiser posters and, like, Demons posters and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I know.
God.
So, he turns around and goes, you ever seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And I was like, no. I was like, holy grail, that and The Exorcist. Always wanted to see The Exorcist. Didn't see The Exorcist till I was well older as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, just like under the counter, like it was like fucking Debbie Does Dallas or something like that, just waiting for the shop. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. Shh.
Slides it towards you.
Horror peddler.
Horror peddler.
So I had it, and I was like, fucking, I'm going to get arrested on the way home. Remember when you used to find the jazz mag on your way home from school, and you'd have it in your bag, and you'd be like, fucking, everyone knows I've got a jazz mag in my bag.
Yeah, you got 3 pages.
Just one tit.
It's all crumpled as hell.
It was that feeling that I had, because I had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And it's banned.
And
you could have got
arrested, and he could have got fucking massively arrested. A, for giving it to me, and B, for giving it to me underage. He could have got closed down and done prison and everything.
Oh,
He was a good guy. He was alright. I wasn't going to say no.
No.
And I got it home, and it was the worst fucking copy.
That could be the one I watched.
Oh, mate, it was just like you know, when you're watching it and you're like, and you're like arsing around with your tracking.
Yeah.
But once the tracking sorted out and what have you, it was about halfway through the movie, and it was just brutal. I didn't know what was going on because I couldn't see the first half an hour.
Good job, because that's the slow bit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I first started watching it, it got up to just like the bit with like Franklin in the woods, and it was
that's where it really starts, isn't it?
And I never seen the beginning of it, so I just thought like this movie is just
that
fucking brutal
all the way
from
through.
halfway through right to the end.
Yeah.
Just screaming. There's no dialogue.
No.
It was just screaming and people getting fucking chopped up and fucking battered and hit with brushes and
tortured galore.
Man. So it had a profound effect on me.
Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it bloody well did.
And it's one of me loved horror movies. There's different levels, isn't there? You know what I mean? Yeah. Halloween's one. You know, but Halloween's like a little warm blanket.
Yeah, it's quite fuzzy, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
This is a bit.
This is one you want to stick on when you've had a shit day in work.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm gonna get smashed, and I want to watch people fucking having the worst shit done to them.
I know how much this means to you because in your kitchen you've got that.
Yeah.
As a full-size poster in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love it, mate.
Yeah.
I love it. It's up there.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
Now, I was talking to my missus today, and the reason I found it underwhelming was the fact that it said Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously There's not a lot of deaths in there, and you don't see a lot. You do see a bit. There's not much gore, considering.
There's no gore?
No. There's a few spurts of blood from Toby Hooper and the what's name, when Franklin, they're spitting it out at the sides, aren't they?
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's not a great deal. What's the name on the head with the hammer? You can see that.
I'm sorry, I'm going off piece there a bit, but that death scene is fucking horrible. The way his legs just fucking shaking.
It's
pure head trauma. That's exactly what people look like with head trauma.
It's like proper shaking away, and he isn't even dead, is he? Pulls him in for the second one.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So I thought, what constitutes a massacre? So I did a bit of research.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I thought, I want to know, because a massacre to me is like, going around killing lots of people. A massacre doesn't necessarily mean death. A massacre, it can be torture and abuse and grievous, like a GBH type thing. Doesn't necessarily mean death. And what do you get in this?
No.
The dinner scene.
Way.
The dinner scene.
Yeah.
Abuse.
It's abuse.
And torture. It doesn't have to be millions of deaths.
No, well...
And that's made me think of it differently.
Every day is a fucking school day. That's amazing.
I want to know exactly what constitutes a massacre.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and it doesn't...
So it's any type of, like, human...
human violation type of thing can be considered a massacre. I mean, I'm going off the internet. If I'm wrong, please let us know, but that's what I've looked.
I never want to see your internet search.
Clear cookies.
Fucking hell, mate.
So it makes it better because it isn't what you think it's going to be. Now you think, well, they're saying it. They're telling you right on the tin exactly what it is and it isn't. So there you go.
I think it's got one of the best taglines ever.
Oh yeah. Who will survive?
And what will be left of them? It's that good that White Zombie opened the song with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What was it? More human than human?
Could be, yeah.
So it was something off Astro Creep.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I've rewatched it now from all those years ago, and now I'm seeing it, like you said before, in a completely different light. Cinematography in this film is absolutely superb for 1973. Yeah. Pam walking to the house, low shot. Oh yes, he's in little tight, his buns are there, whatever. That's not what I'm looking at.
It's definitely
I'm looking at the fact it's low. It's to the, she's to the right, beautifully shot.
Yeah, absolutely shot perfectly.
And when the cook comes back, and he comes out and he's in the lights. Oh, there's so much cinematography in this film.
That's the thing about it. All the cinematography in it just adds to the violation of human life through it, because it's just abject horror.
Yeah.
It's not like Michael Myers. It's not like fucking Freddy. It's not like it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a gang of inbreds,
cannibals,
in a house that are just nowhere for human life whatsoever.
No.
And I'm just going to torture you and fucking eat you. In the end, you don't really see much cannibalism in there apart from Grandpa with the finger.
See, that's freaky as well.
That's fucking horrible.
It's a freaky scene. I mean, the shot where let's go get Grandpa, and the shot is them bringing him down every step.
Yeah, just carrying him down.
That's the entire scene. And normally, someone would go, "What the fuck is this?"
It's like what you're saying in Friday the 13th, that wasn't it? It's
yeah.
them 70s long shots.
Long shots,
that
yeah.
just builds suspense.
That's it. Is it Ralph on the bike?
Yeah.
And then he's back again. Yeah, it's. You do it now, it stands out.
Yeah.
Then it was the thing, but you happily watch them carry a man in a wheelchair down the stairs. But the whole finger thing, it's 10 minutes of.
It just makes you uncomfortable.
It's not comfortable watch, is it?
The whole of that dinner scene from that point, from the start of the dinner scene to that point. Just gives me belly worms.
And the close-ups of the eye and the bloodshot and and it's looking around in the mouth and
it's literally 20 minutes of screaming.
Yeah.
Psychologically, mate, that's fucking damaging.
I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
In case the kids, because we have in our lounges, we haven't got doors, we've got archways. My boy could easily come down and go like this and watch that scene, and I wouldn't know. So I was like, turned it down and look. Nope, he's not there. It's all right. Carry on. Volume up.
Horrible.
It's brutal, isn't it? It's brutal, but it's beautiful. It's weird. It's beautiful, but it's horrible.
It's like I mean, I'm gonna get a bit arty now. It's like the Grand Grimoire stuff, like the French theatre. You know what I mean? Where people got on stage and watched atrocities happen.
Yeah.
It's that old chestnut of a car crash, innit? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Everyone's rubbernecking, but if you've fucking seen something,
I had that today on the way here. Slowed down. Someone on the side of the road. There'd been a crash. People were slowing down to look. Why?
morbid curiosity, mate. Morbid curiosity, because this is why we're horror fans.
Yeah.
Because we want to see the darker side of human life. And I think this movie, over a lot of any other movies, maybe the only one that comes close to this from my liking is Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Right.
That shows fucking the reality. It's just grimy, gritty, nasty fucking movie.
It's like when it gets that dinner scene, you just like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
You know,
you kind of at that point you're like desensitized.
Yeah,
to a lot of
it's
it,
coming.
you know
the dinner scene's coming.
Yeah, and you're watching it and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
But on a major, I mean, not that it is a negative thing, but on a major positive thing, somebody in a mask. Pre everything. Yeah, pretty much. He is literally the first masked serial killer, isn't he? Pre-Halloween. Didn't Black Christmas come out just after? Just after. So literally, this is the one, isn't it? Am I right? Is this the one?
I'm thinking it is. To be honest with you,
it is.
First masked killer.
Yeah, I think I'm right. Am I right?
Let us know in the comments, because I'm pretty sure it is.
I am myself, but yeah. I mean, 1973 it was filmed. I wasn't even born.
What a mask!
Yes.
See, I could get into the Ed Gein stuff, but if you don't know what Ed Gein is, go and have a Google of Ed Gein, and you'll get all
loosely
about,
based, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
Basically, like when
Pam
comes into there and the feathers go up, that is basically
it's Gein's house.
Yeah, it's basically how it would have been. You even got like a chaise lounge made out of bones.
A bone lounge.
Bone lounge.
Do you want to know a little bit of trivia about it?
Go and hit me with some trivia.
I mean, everyone knows about the fucking trivia and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Everyone knows it's like fucking Ed Gein and stuff like that. Leatherface in it.
Yeah.
All them pig snorts and noises and stuff.
Yeah.
All that shit. Gunnar Hansen had lines.
Yes, I've read this somewhere.
He just sort of arsed around with the gibberish to make it kind of sound like he was talking. Yeah,
he actually knew what he was saying, but he did it in a pig snort.
I would love to know what his lines were.
Imagine that.
Because it just sounds like, I mean, now it just sounds like all these like gore grind bands, like with the pig snort vocals and stuff like that. It's all come from that, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd love to know what he was saying. This kind of got me thinking a little bit about the mental health of Toby Hooper, this next bit. Okay. Toby Hooper got the idea while he was Christmas shopping. And he saw chainsaws. And he just wanted to mow everybody down with chainsaws. Two things I took away from this.
Yes.
First one, where the fuck are you doing your Christmas shopping, mate? Where it's got chainsaws on the bloody wall?
It's America, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah.
You can get chainsaws anywhere.
And why would you want to kill everybody at Christmas time, Toby Hooper? It's a time for peace and love, mate. You know what I mean? It's not a time. I mean, I get a bit pissed off in town, like with our women stopping at the top of escalators so you walk into them. Yeah. But I've never wanted to mow somebody down with a chainsaw in the middle of Primark. Well, I have.
Primark,
but,
yeah,
you know,
probably, yeah.
But yeah, where do you go shopping at Christmas stuff? It's got chainsaws.
Yeah, it's definitely
like
got
the Mutilation Island B&Q.
Dead Rising, isn't it?
Oh, mate, you know what I mean? It's nuts, man.
That's crazy.
And for the last bit of trivia, which is not really a bit of trivia, it was banned in 1984 under the Section 2 of the British Board of Classifications Video Nasty.
BBFC.
Fucking gangish.
Now, Toby Hooper wanted a PG rating for this.
Yeah.
That's why there's no gore.
Honestly, mate, I think that reaction that we both had was probably the BBFC's reaction as well. Yeah. Fucking jog on, Toby.
That's why there was no major gore in it.
No, there wasn't, but the whole ethos of the movie was terrifying.
It's the Jaws thing, isn't it? Yeah. What you don't see is worse, because what plays in your head, you know.
Everybody thinks in this that you see people getting put on a meat hook.
No.
And you don't.
No.
You see a girl getting lifted up.
Yeah, and then she's going, she's on it.
Yeah.
You don't see it going in. No, nothing like that. You don't even see the boyfriend getting, he's that, isn't he?
Dismembered on the...
He comes up, he comes up, he starts it up, and you actually see him start doing this. Yeah. You don't see it.
No blood.
You don't see it.
Saying no blood, there's very little blood. I think the only blood is all over Sally at the end, and where they're spitting blood on Franklin. And
when they hit, what's his name, first time over the head, when he hits the deck, the shot from the body down is a bit on his chest, isn't there, when he starts shaking. But that's it.
To be honest with you, the blood, I didn't even notice the blood that bit. I just noticed the shaking body.
He's going, isn't he? But do you know what, though? What's more iconic than... literally that scene where he stumbles in and then he just appears, isn't he?
It's just like, BAM!
He just appears first. The shot is just him.
Yeah.
Then it's a pan. It's a shot from the back. Then it's the sledgehammer. And then he's down, then he does the shaking, then he pulls him in, hits him again, and then, your favourite.
Man, that door closed, man. It's just terrifying. It's terrifying.
So good.
That scene is probably
so good.
Probably my favourite scene in any horror movie. Just that.
Quite well done, isn't it?
That 5 seconds of that is just fucking harrowing, man.
I love Pam hightailing out of that porch, and
he just grabs her and bare hugs her back in.
Her legs are flailing. It's iconic. It's it's so good. So good. Yeah.
70s, man. Yeah. 70s horror movies. So it was banned from 1984 to 1999.
In the UK only.
Yeah.
Because we're knobheads. Not us.
We're not knobheads. We've seen it.
Yeah, we got bootlegs. The BBFC.
Then it was released as a completely uncut special edition.
Do you know what? I think by the time we got to if I remember right in the documentary, the head of the BBFC had retired.
Yeah.
Someone else took over, rewatched it, and went, "What?"
Well, that guy that come in was that's why all the video nasties got released in 1999.
He decided, this is ridiculous.
You had Vitco, you had a million little underground places.
I bet they were like,
we're just like, let's get a house in Toronto. Because everything come out in 1999. Yeah. I mean, I was like a pig in shit. I've talked about my mate Patchy, that does the Geeks Destroy and Conquer.
Yeah.
He used to come into HMV every single week when I worked there, and he was like, what's out this week? And I'd be like, Eaten Alive, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, fucking, you name it, SS Death Squad. Because everything was coming out.
It was like a Christmas.
It was.
Like a horror Christmas.
For 80s horror nuts that, for kids like us who had never seen and only ever seen a picture of the Evil Dead. Officially.
How can Evil Dead be a video nasty? We've talked about this before. It's ridiculous. That's the scene. Anyway.
So, when this come out on all these special editions, there was a very, very, very special extra that come out.
Yes, there was.
All the DVDs. And this brings us into our main review.
Yes, the reason why we're here, now we've talked about the film,
is one of the extras was a documentary on it called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth. What a fucking documentary. So it was done by Exploited Video, directed by David Gregory, and the music was done by our good buddy, Mark Fox.
Yes.
It's absolutely phenomenal documentary.
Yeah, I love a documentary to movies. I love a documentary. I can literally name 10 of them that I watch over and over again.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think there's the Crystal Lake Memories.
Oh, yeah. Never Sleep Again. Oh, More Brains. Oh.
I personally, this is my favourite.
That's your favourite.
But it's kind of my favourite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the documentary itself is David Gregory went over to America and basically got all the original cast to tell their views of making it.
Yeah.
Now, it's buried somewhere on my books, but I met both Gunnar Hansen and Ed Neal.
Yes.
Gunnar Hansen wrote a book about
the
making of it.
Yeah.
And Ed Neal said in the inscription that he wrote in the front of my book, the most horrifying thing about this movie was making it.
Yeah.
And I can totally see it'd be like me and you making a movie. We'd be
Yeah.
like, we've got like $2,000, we've got a couple of mates.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 120 degrees outside. I've got this all banged up house. Let's go and film there.
Let's cover the windows.
Yeah.
In the hottest day ever with dead animals.
Oh man, that bit in the documentary when they're talking about the dinner scene.
Yeah.
And the way that they were furnishing the house was with bones from an abattoir and an old like fucking RSPCA, or the American equivalent of an RSPCA.
Yeah,
And they just got loads of dead dogs. Couldn't use the dead dogs. So what did they do? Set them on fire.
Outside.
Outside.
So all the smell of the
Jesus fucking Christ. So you've got
bad
dead dogs.
Yeah.
You've got about 150 degrees inside of a house.
Oh. No air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No, literally that's it.
You've got everybody's costume was one and done. So everyone was wearing the same clothes. And
over and over again.
It was like a 4-week shoot or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the fucking stink of all these rotten bones? Burning dogs.
Yeah. Oh.
Arse cracks, balls, fannies, armpits. All in a big ball of stench.
Big ball of sweat.
Oh my God.
And then the guy who played the granddad, he was there and he said, "You got this makeup on me. I'm not doing this again. You've got to do it all in one go.
This is one shot, mate, because I am fucking out of here."
Yeah. And it's that, depending on which part of the documentary, people say different things, like contradicting hours, but we're talking 27 to 36 hours at one shoot just for the dinner scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that's enough to drive you potty, that is.
Them screams are real by the end of it, man.
Mm.
They must have been going nuts.
But that documentary though is, it's what you need.
Yeah, it completely is.
It's like the Texas Chainsaw 0.5. In a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It completely is, because the movie is harrowing. And then you watch the documentary what all these poor actors and like filmmakers went through.
Yeah.
Not getting paid.
No. And
doing it all for free.
And it is like, if you know how bad it was, you appreciate the film more. It's not in a sadistic way, but you know what I mean?
Completely.
Yeah. Oh,
it's an amazing documentary. If you haven't seen the documentary, obviously it's on all the Blu-rays that's out, but it's also on YouTube, so we'll stick a link up.
Yeah, we'll throw that in down below. You can have a look-see.
Have a watch of it, and more to the point, have a listen to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the soundtrack that is done for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth, is the tits.
Yes.
It's amazing. So the original soundtrack was destroyed.
Such a shame.
Long time ago. All the copies were just wiped out. But don't take our word for it. Have a look at Mark Fox's little video. Yeah,
we've got a little video for you, and he will explain to you exactly how he got into this. So enjoy.
Hey, Splattered Plastic. So you want to know how I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gig? This is 20 years ago, so if I get some of it wrong, forgive me. Dave Gregory, Cole Daft, David Flint, who was a big part behind the scenes, and Tony Leathers, and I, and a few others used to, we're like a little group of people that used to hang out, especially around at David Gregory's house, watching loads of cool horror films, because him and Carl Daft had set up this Blue Underground distribution label. So we used to be around that all the time, just checking out cool movies and documentaries. And it was there, he suggested to me, he's like, dude, I think we're going to put out a Texas Chainsaw Massacre documentary. There's a lot of interest in that and a story that's not been told. So would you be interested in doing the music? And of course I said yes. And then he went off with Carl, and they were filming out in the States, doing all the interviews and kind of checking out the locations. And then he came back, he called me, he's like, yeah, we've been over, we've got a lot of footage, would you be still interested in doing the music? And of course I said yes. So he came around here into this studio and said, here's a copy, it was VHS tape of the stuff that, rough cut of things from what I remember. And he'd said, I don't want you to do an exact copy of the original soundtrack, but I'd like you to do something very similar. You know, it was a very loose kind of agreement that we had. He's like, you know, if you do that, then I think it'll work. And he was back, you know, it's Dave Gregory. He exactly knows his stuff so well. So that's what I did. And he'd said, try and stick to the original kind of methods of recording and making the sound. So try and use a lot of metal things to get these sounds, and if you can, do it on tape. So that's what I did. You know, I'd spent a lot of time in my late teens. I'd done bits in the BBC radio place. I used to just go in, and there's an engineer that would help me learn how to do tape splicing. So I had that background, and I just dropped out actually of Dartington College, which is quite a prestigious music place. So dug all the machines out, visited a slaughterhouse to try and get into that kind of headspace that Toby and Wayne might have been in. Probably didn't need to do that, and it was horrible, but I did it anyway. And just set down to doing as much play. I spent quite a lot of time actually playing with these different tape sounds that I'd managed to create. Things like bowls, mixing bowls, metal ones. You know, they were really good. If you stir something metallic around inside a metal bowl, you get this kind of, you know, the sound that you know. If you add water into that as well and hit it, obviously you get the reflections of sound in that and the kind of weird modulations of the water. So I did that and recorded it. One of the techniques that's really cool in musique concrète is to cut the start of a sound and the end of a sound, or whatever, play it backwards, play it forwards, and you can get different pitches and things. And I did a bit of that. It wasn't all tape spliced. Some of it was just literally played in and manipulated with effects and things live as I recorded it. And it was so primitive, the setup that I had back then, but we knew it would work. Dug it out for you to have a look at. Use this old Roland 09 strings machine for the opening bit. It was just a C major 7 chord held down with loads of distortion on and a flanger, just to give that weird, it was, in my head it was like a chainsaw, but just as an opening chord, we didn't want anything too kind of rhythmic at the start, because you know, rhythms aren't good for things like that. So that was used for the title credits. There's bits of polystyrene I found as well that were really good. It sounds, I've tried to explain this to my wife, you know, it's like when she's listened to it, she's gone, well, that's just noise, isn't it? It's like, no, it's deliberate noise, you know, it's definitely intentional. There was also all this later synth stuff, because when we used to go around to Dave Gregory's house and we'd be checking out all these documentaries that he'd brought back, like I said, he was in film school in Boston, so he had loads of connections over there already, and he used to get sent tapes all the time from different I don't know if some of them might have been fan circulated stuff, but they were really cool. So in my head I didn't know if he was going to do like the stuff that used the Texas Chainsaw sounds and then need extra stuff. So I did all this synthy type stuff that was kind of inspired. I didn't know if it was going to go down the exploitation, like Tom Savini makeup effects type thing. That for some reason that was in my head, that he might want some kind of unusual synth droney stuff, you know, like that. So that is actually included in The Shocking Truth on side 2. All the side 2 is unused stuff that I handed to David and he didn't use, and side 1 was all used completely in the thing. But I thought, you know, when PDR said, would you like to do this, I just said yeah, but only if we get everything out that I recorded for the thing, then it's a complete set, isn't it? So yeah, that's what I did. And I remember when Dave came round, I handed it on a CD. It was I'd mastered back then. It was like, oh cool, we had these CDs in the rack. So handed him this CD, and I remember playing it him, and he was just like, "Wow, that is really cool." So I thought, well, at least he's got something he can use. And then obviously, when it came out on, they had a premiere, and I think they got Toby there. I don't know if he might have had David Hess turned up as well. I think there was a load of people that were like, dude, the guy that did the soundtrack did a really good job, but I never got to meet Toby because I was actually gigging on the night of the premiere. So a bit, it would have been nice to meet them. But they did pass on their praise for that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's how I got the job and what I did with the sounds.
So how good was that?
He's just a genius.
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's good.
Absolute genius, that
Yes.
Mark Fox fella.
Fair play to him. Fair play.
Getting it like
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
How gutted would you be
Yeah.
not being able to go? He's got a gig.
Yeah.
Like Toby Hooper's like, where's the fella that's done the score?
Yeah. Gutted.
Anyhow,
Anyway, that's life. That's life
That's
for
life.
you. So now we're going to talk about the actual score for The Shocking Truth. So,
shall I?
yes, seeing as you love
Okay,
it.
so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth. Usually we go into the art. I couldn't find who done the art on this, to be honest with you. It just looks like a bit of a graphic design type thing.
I quite like it.
Yeah, I like it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But if you look at it, that ain't solid.
Well, no, but yeah.
So I think it's just some graphic designer. So we got obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Shocking Truth, original soundtrack by Mark Fox.
I love that The Shocking Truth is bigger than the Texas because it's the documentary
How
score.
many people bought this thinking it was the score for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, I don't know.
Everyone, I reckon.
Do you think so?
Yeah, completely. Mate. First time I seen this,
You thought it was?
I thought it was the Texas
Oh,
Chainsaw
right,
Massacre.
okay.
So I was
Right.
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Let it go. And then I ended up getting this off Mark Fox.
Yes.
So I messaged him and he was like, oh yeah, I've got one going spare. And
He signed it for
signed
you.
it. So he said it was amazing, man. He sent me a message going, right, do you want me to sign it? And I usually put like the sword his family.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want the sword his family because that's more Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you put on it who will survive and what will be left of them? And he was like, not a problem. Who will survive and what will be left of them? Liam. Best wishes, Mark Fox. Fucking top guy.
Look at that.
It's one of my
Spot on.
prized records, this, mate.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
because of all the shit that went on with like Pure Destructive. And I'm not getting into it now because I don't know the full story, but there was a bit of legalities going on with them, and I think there was a lot more pressed
Okay.
than actually released, if you know what I mean.
Right,
So I think
yeah.
somebody was doing a little bit of dodgy dealing. I ain't getting into it. Don't know
No.
the full story, and I'm sure Mark Fox doesn't want to get into it either. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's
But-
fine. That's another story for
yeah,
someone else to
completely.
tell.
But this is well rare.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well rare. It's you don't find these on like eBay.
No,
And
and
if
if
you
you do, they're costly.
Fucking pricey.
They are costly. I've seen them. I'm like,
Completely.
woo.
So front cover,
Yeah.
back cover.
Look at that.
What more do you need, man?
What do you more than you need than a
It's just
chainsaw?
got a big old chainsaw, and what I love about this is just that spatter going through.
Oh
it,
god, yeah, I didn't see it. There is.
It's just
Yeah,
snot.
nicely pointed out.
So while we're on the back,
Yes.
you said in the last one about the titles on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the titles on this, mate? Splatterplan, Subhuman, Spasms, Meat Pulley, Abattoir, Chain Dance, Phil for a Blonde, yeah.
Saw sounds.
Saw Sounds again, Bold, Tape Manipulation, Dead, Madame Macabre, and Hoist.
I like it. Do you know why? It's like a metal band's track listing.
It completely is.
Isn't it? One word. Dead.
It's just...
It is.
If this
Yeah.
was in, like, come out in 93, mate, this would be like a Mortician album.
Yeah, easily.
It's death metal.
It is.
It's fucking death metal, and so
you
is
know-
the movie.
And do you know what though? Isn't it? All you need is hoist.
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah.
Bowed.
Meat Pulley.
Spasms. What else you need? It's great.
It's just...
It's great.
It's just nasty.
Yeah.
You look at that and you go, this is going to be fucking horrible to listen to.
And it is. But in a good way. In a good way. What's this here?
What's this? Dean is a genius, so Dean where are you, mate? Dean Honey at the Bowling Green mastered the whole thing.
Okay.
And he's done a sterling job on it.
Yes.
Because it's so clean.
And Mark Fox has written that in there.
Yeah.
Dean is a genius.
Yeah, Dean is a genius. Because that mastering job that you've done on this, Dean, is amazing.
Amazing.
Phenomenal. Would you like to see the record?
Yes, please.
Would you like to get the record out? Because
Go on then.
I like looking
at records. And plus, I've not actually looked at this record properly. Because I don't own this. This is all yours.
You're going to love this, mate.
Okay. Let's have a look. I'm not going to look until I do this.
Holy shit. How nice is that?
Look at that.
So, while you're perusing this, interject if you want.
Yes.
So, it was obviously all limited.
Yes.
Yeah, completely limited, but it was limited from the beginning. It's just been made a bit more limited from what's gone on.
What's gone on, fair enough.
So, there was a blood-filled one.
I've seen that. I've seen that on Mark Fox's Instagram.
Yeah.
So nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
There was a grey marble and red splatter one.
Yeah.
Which was called "Look What Your Brother's Done to the Door." That scene, Look your brother's done to the door.
Yeah.
And then there was this fella.
Okay.
Okay, this fella hasn't got a name
Okay.
because according to Discogs,
Yeah.
this was a press and plan fuck up.
Really?
There's 10 of them. 10.
Be more careful with this now. Really?
So Mark Fox said that he had one of these left.
Okay.
And they were limited to 20. So Mark Fox says 20, Discog says 10.
I go what Mark Fox says.
I'd go with what? 20 in the world, mate.
That's a pinch.
And you hold them up.
That's like my little toe in the sea.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
You know what I mean? When usually people get like limited albums, it's like limited to 5,000.
Wow.
So yeah. So if you're having a look at the dead wax there, aren't you?
I am,
Can you work out what it says?
I am. I can see it.
Dedicated to the memory of Toby Hooper.
R.I.P. I can see it.
It's amazing.
I'd love to show everyone, but they won't be able to see it. But I'd love. It's there. Look,
Yeah.
perfectly round. I just spotted it in the light. What a beautiful touch. Oh, should we do everyone?
Let's do it.
Oh God. So
Toby Hooper.
yeah, I'm gonna do it all in
Little
one.
drink.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be pissed.
All right then, fair enough.
Yeah.
Toby Hooper's gone. Jim Sadow. I've got these I've got them all at the beginning. Give us a minute. Jim Sadow.
Another one.
Gunnar Hansen.
Another one. It's hard, man, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
It's hard. It is.
Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah, man. The OG.
Bit of a cock. But he's dead, so, you know.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
There's more.
Is there?
Yeah.
Who else is dead?
Sally?
There's Madeline.
I'm sure she's gone. Am I right? I'm sure I'm right. I'm sure Marilyn Burns is gone.
Has Madeline Burns died?
Yeah, go ahead. Go and check for us. I'm pretty sure, unless someone's lied to me.
Oh, man.
And Franklin as well. Marilyn Burns, mate.
Oh.
We're just checking.
Dude. Hold that thought.
Yeah, died 5th of August 2014.
Wow. Never knew that. And I was
But Franklin, I'm sure he's gone as well.
His name's Paul A. Parton.
I think Pam's still going. Or who played Pam?
He died from cancer in 2005.
Not many left, is there? So we've had a butcher's hook. And yes, Marilyn Burns has gone, unfortunately, quite a while ago as well. 2014.
I didn't know.
No.
I honestly didn't know.
No, I didn't know myself.
And Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin's gone as well. Bloody hell.
Fucking dead, man. We're getting old.
Yeah. It's like my all-time favourite comedy of all time, Young Frankenstein. Do you know how many people are left? 2.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the 2 women.
Wow.
That's it. We'll get into that when we do the episode. But yeah, so to them, back to this. This is beautiful. 1 of 20.
1 of 20,
That
seemingly.
is amazing. Because I've seen the silver and splattery one.
Yeah.
Seen that about. That's beautiful. Labels, lovely. Splatter up there. I'm guessing the same on the back.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Same on the back. I'm going to put it down now. I'm going to put it down. Just in case.
So clear, so
Beautiful. I love that. Very, very, very much. Do you know what it reminds me of? The Dawn of the Dead one. No, sorry. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Similar type
Yeah.
thing. I love that.
a hell of a lot more rare.
Hell of a lot more rare. Definitely. So
I'd like to know if that's completely true, and if Discogs have fucked up.
I think
I'll just message Mark Fox.
I think Mark knows the score on it.
Definitely
I think
he said 20.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so
Okay.
the actual record itself is kind of a reimagining, sort of replication of, well, seemingly side A is a reimagining replication of the original score, because obviously the original score's
Gone, isn't it? Yeah.
it's gone
Yeah.
completely.
Juiced.
So Mark Fox, he used he built shit.
Yeah.
And
Which
we-
is amazing in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He built stuff. He got vintage instruments from the day. He just replicated everything that Wayne Bell and Toby Hooper used to recreate
The sound.
the sounds
Yeah.
of the original score.
That's it.
And did he do it justice?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jesus Christ, it's so good. So the whole thing is kind of like a bit of a reimagining,
Yeah.
if you will,
Yeah.
but not a reimagining.
Yeah.
The only piece of original music in it is Feel for a Blonde
Yeah.
by Roger Bartlett.
That's the bit where it tells you what they've been up to since in the documentary.
In the
isn't it?
documentary, it is,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's
yeah.
also it's obviously still in the movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that bing, 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 bing.
That's it.
It's a bit of a nasty song. It's just about some fella sitting in a bar paving on women. That's all it is. He's like, I don't really care what you look like because I'm a fool for a blonde. And
I love how it does that though. How it
Yeah.
plays from the film to this into the score.
Yeah.
It gets you right in the zone, doesn't it? Yeah.
Completely, man. So, favourite tracks, mate?
Well, favourite tracks from me, I'm going to go with it's going to be quick. To be fair, I love the entire of side 2. I mean, I love tracks on side 1, you know, when you're getting the noise of all the metal clanking and stuff. It's unsettling. It's unnerving.
It
I mean,
unnerving.
a splatter plan just starts with the you know.
It's that.
Yeah. You know, it's in a good way. It's not a I'll just throw on the old shocking truth.
And my notes here,
Yeah.
I have got, and I've put it in little asterisks.
Okay.
It's the only music that I own that makes me feel nauseous. And I'm not messing, mate.
No,
I put it
no,
on,
I know exactly what you mean.
and
I do know.
this isn't me being like, "Ooh," but I listen to some brutal shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like fucking. Some people wouldn't even say it was music. I would.
Yeah.
I put this on and it stirs something in my stomach. It's just something primal. It's like it's just fucking dread.
Yeah.
It's dread. It's terrifying. It's just nasty. It's not, and I fucking love it.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I listened to it on the way here, and it was just like, oh, it just makes you do this.
Yeah, it's like a wince. It's like fucking hell,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And we listen to, and obviously we do a show about soundtracks, and this is more visceral than a record.
Yeah.
It's you know, this isn't Salem's Lot. This isn't like From Beyond. It's not The Howling. This is fucking nasty sounds.
It's a score, but it's not just a score.
Yeah.
It's an undertone.
Yeah, completely.
That's the best way I can put it.
Mate,
Yeah.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Could not have put it better myself. It's an undertone, and it's a reverb, and it's just in the background, and it's
Yeah.
unnerving, and
Yeah.
listen to it, man. It's so good. So side B was more scorey, if you
Yeah,
will. It's a
yeah.
bit more musical,
That's probably why I like that side
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Probably, yeah.
but it still remains like a massive oral assault. You know what? Listen to it. If you like to sit there and relax to fucked up music, give it a go, man. One of my favourite bands is a band called Nordair Tongues, and this is exactly the same as Nordair Tongues. It's just, it ain't music. It's just fucking emotion.
Yeah. That's it. You've hit it right on the. It's emotion.
Yeah.
That is it. You nail right on the head. You come away going, I feel differently from when I put it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do, don't you? And I think that's what Mark Fox was trying to do.
And he's done it in spades.
Nailed
Done it in spades. Yeah. So my favourite tracks are first one, Splattered. So it starts off with that whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And in the original movie, it's where the sunspots are coming out, and you've got that
coming over with the.
Yeah.
But yeah. Nice.
You've got the news report going over it, and it's just so it's just so unnerving, man. It's just a reverb bass line. It's just that's all it is. Oh, put you in a fucking
put you in a hole.
So I've essentially got 4 favourites. The next one is side 1, track 2, which is Subhuman, and it's just this constant pulse, but it's got all these like pig noises and like bone scraping and talking to Mark Fox and reading the liner notes on the back of this, he visited an abattoir to get and obviously for our video and what have you, he got the feel for it, and he's obviously took some field recordings in there because these fucking subliminal noises that you're hearing in this is bones being broken and sawn. And
I swear, listening to that bit driving up here, it was like, oh
yeah,
I'm driving through an abattoir.
Yeah, it's just nasty, man.
Yeah,
it's like the only way I can and I'm just explaining it verbatim. It's an electrical pulse with bone saws going over it.
Ooh, yeah.
And but that doesn't do it justice to how bad it feels.
No.
If you've ever heard the Waco recordings of what the American the FDA were putting onto Waco, they were singing like rabbits in pain. And it's just like it's just this weird fucking noise, man. It's just rabbits in pain, and it reminds me of this.
Yeah.
It's usually I go into like soundtracks and be like, and it goes. Wop, 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 wop.
It's hard to.
Can't do it on this because
hard,
it's just subliminal. It's
but in a good way.
In a completely good way. But
course,
you can't describe the noises that Mark Fox has put onto it.
No.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. Side 2.
Yeah.
Track 2, Bowed. And it's just that melancholic bass line, and it's just going wow, oh man, it's got a really weird sound going over this, like really melancholic bass line, and it sounds like a voice, but it's probably not a human voice, because it's kind of like, you know, when you pull like a violin bow, it's metal. You know, like when you work on building sites and you know, like people playing the song. It's like that, but with like a big piece of metal, and it's just this inhuman
noise.
It's
the one where it's going in and out.
Yeah,
and it's a reversed almost in places.
Oh, it's just nasty, man. It's so dark. The whole thing is so dark. And my last favourite is Dead.
Oh yeah,
and it's exactly what you'd imagine Dead to be
sounding like.
It's a funerary chant.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's just funeral music, with loads of like controlled feedback over it, and it is probably the most depressing fucking music I have ever heard in my life. As a matter of fact,
I didn't get quite that.
No.
I mean, I got a lot of what you're saying, but that bit coming up, driving up here, listening to this second side, I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why. I was zoned right into it. I don't know why.
It sounds like a fucking funeral, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really.
It's literally funeral organs.
You know, I was like, ooh, play side 2 again. You know what I mean? It's just like,
completely
weird.
Side 1 is what they call, I wrote it down before, music concrete.
Right. Okay.
And music concrete is basically, remember the Strawberry Lunch?
No.
When they had like fucking bin bags and like wheelie bins, and they were like twatting wheelie bins with like fucking bits of wood.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. All happy.
Yeah.
This is the other side of it.
Not happy.
This is not happy. This is like using like bits of rubbish and like bits of metal and just non-conventional instruments to make harrowing sounds. Whereas the likes of like Strawberry Lunch are like, I've got a bit of it, ding 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 ding, and like making like fucking them Caribbean, what do they call steel drums?
Oh yeah.
And bin lids and stuff like that.
I see. Yeah.
Completely opposite.
All right.
Completely opposite. I want Dead played at my funeral.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Just because the audience will love it.
I'll be going, I know what this is from.
But it's a double-edged laugh, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true, true.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the shocking truth.
If I can help it, I don't really want to go to a funeral. Just putting that
Well, I
out there.
don't really want to have a funeral, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Overall, the whole score is an exercise in terror.
Oh, definitely.
It's
definitely.
an exercise in terror. If you can sit through it and feel not to feel depressed, if you can not feel terror, nausea and dread, then honestly, don't think you've got a human bone in your body.
Do you know what? It's reminded me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's exactly what it should do. You know, it's his version in parts, and it just reminds me of the film, and that's exactly what Mark Fox was going for. And that is
A1 set. Absolutely fantastic.
Definitely.
Until...
Oh!
So, we said before that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was destroyed. Gone. Never happened. Little bit of a Splatter Plastic exclusive.
We do.
Mark Fox is now reimagining, rescoring the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yes.
Loads of label interest. We know he's got a couple of big labels interested in it. Hopefully it's going to come out soon.
Oh, definitely.
But he has given us a snippet.
He's allowed us to show you a little snip of what it will sound like.
But this is only a rough cut.
Yeah,
This is not the finished cut.
No.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with this being the finished cut.
Oh, well, imagine what it's going to be like when it's finished.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
So we're going to put together something for you to just sit back and watch this.
Like more recently, you'd probably be interested to know that I've been recreating the original 1974 score as close as I can. Now, Roger Bartlett, such a cool guy, such a gentleman, and he came over to visit us last year, and we had a long chat about it. I've actually been in touch with Wayne as well, and Roger and I are definitely convinced that there just isn't that soundtrack that is in the Texas Chainsaw myth that people in the fan base, people think, oh, you know, it's hiding away in some barn somewhere, or there's a wire recording, is another rumour. No, there's not. There really isn't. So I've spent a lot of time just recording as close to the original as I can. What I think is probably the closest anyone's going to get. You know, I've spent 20 years of my life quite involved in all this, so I think I know what I'm doing. So hopefully that'll see the light of day. I hope it does, because I've spent a lot of time building new instruments, trying to hone my electronic skills down, building delay units, reverbs, just to try and recreate that exact kind of sound, restoring tape machines from the era. You know, this is all stuff that would be used in that era, and the kind of things that I know that they had knocking around when they did that. In fact, I even managed this cabinet here behind me is actually an old piano, so I recorded the strings breaking of that. I just thought it was too good not to try and include, and actually it's turned out quite handy, that. So I don't know if anyone's got any questions. Obviously they can stick them in your YouTube comments thing, and I'll try and answer them. You know, I'm just blown away, to be honest, that people really seem to like the shocking truth. But I can assure you what I've been doing recently will just blow people's minds, hopefully. So, all right, thanks, Splattered Plastic. Really appreciate your interest in this. Thank you.
Oh, how good is that? How good is that?
Just a taste.
Just a sousson.
Yes, just a little starter before the main meal.
Can you imagine how good this record's going to be?
Can't wait.
Dude,
Can't wait.
you're sitting on £1 million here. This is so good.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. I'm glad everyone gets to see this snippet. Totally worth waiting the whole hour for.
Yeah, completely.
We've been rambling. Oh, we've been rambling.
We got there in the end.
Oh, yes.
So, mate.
Yes.
Movie.
Ratings. Movie. 10.
10.
10. 10. And do you know what?
All day long, a 10.
I wouldn't have given it a 10.
20 years ago.
Not a chance.
Not a sausage.
Not a chance.
No.
Not a chance. It's so weird. There's no gore. There's not a massacre, but we've covered the massacre thing, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's a 10. I'm not going to go into it. It's a 10.
10 for me as well.
10.
The whole visceral feel of the whole movie. Uneasiness.
Yeah.
Horror. Fucking brutality. Oh, just nasty. Nasty, dirty, smelly.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. So
what do you give a score for The Shocking Truth?
10.
Give it a 10.
100%. If I could give it more, mate, I would give it 100 out of 10. It's not a score.
No.
It's an emotion.
That's right.
That's my tagline.
That is right.
That is my tagline for the whole of this programme.
Yeah.
When it goes up on Facebook, when it goes up on Instagram, whenever, this is not a score. It's an emotion. You don't put the... People, faint of heart people, don't listen to this record because it will fuck you up.
Yeah, definitely.
You have got to be a fucking gorehound.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, I'm going to give this a 10, but for a different reason.
Okay.
Now, 10 because it's beautiful, it's haunting, it's what you want, it makes you think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm giving it a 10 for that, but I'm going to give it a 10 for another reason, and the main reason is, since when ever in your life have you been able to get a score to a documentary on vinyl?
Yeah.
And that
Do you know
alone
what, mate? Honestly,
is a
I
10.
never even thought of that.
That's 10, just right there. Because,
Never.
yeah,
It never happens.
it's never happened before. As far, I might be wrong again. I might be wrong, and if I am, let me know. But the fact that a documentary has its own vinyl, is a 10 right off the bat. Never mind how beautiful it is and how jarring it is and everything. That is a feat of its own. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up Mark Fox's ass because we know him or whatever, because we're friends with him. No, regardless if I knew him or not, a documentary has it. You get me the Return of the Living Dead score from More Brains, and I will say exactly the same thing. But you don't, because this is the only one, and that is utter genius. That's perfect.
Never even thought of it like that, mate.
It's right there, isn't it?
Never even thought of it like that.
Score to a documentary on vinyl, on beautiful fucking vinyl. Look at that! I'm putting it down. It's too expensive. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely perfect. I didn't know how tonight would go because it's such a like that with movie. It's 1 minute I'm like no, then I'm like yes, but then talking about this score for the documentary, yes.
Yeah.
Now, you've actually met some stars of this film, haven't you?
Yeah,
we did mention this before, but let's get into actually who you've met and what. Go on, tell me some stories.
So,
get a niggery.
So, Jim Sadao was at a con ages ago. Like a tool.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him.
Oh, really?
But he was there, and I just want to get this out of the way first, because it was like, he was there, there was him, there was Bill Moseley, and there was, I think Madeline Burns was there as well.
Oh, really?
And on the other side was like Joe Diodato, Kane Hodder, and
nice.
Like big names.
The big names.
It was like one of the first cons that I'd ever been to.
We're talking pre-2014 when she died, so we're talking a long time ago.
Time ago. And I was always like, fucking hell, there's fucking Sally, and there's the cook. Oh, man. And then I went and spent all my money on something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've always been gutted that I never got the signatures on like, anything. But I did meet Gunnar Hansen.
Yes.
And Gunnar Hansen...
We talked about this before. You found the book, didn't you?
No.
No, we were talking about it before, but you didn't. You thought it was
buried.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant I found the book somewhere.
No.
Yeah, found it. Yay.
Look at that cover. That's great.
It's amazing. So this is Gunnar Hansen's book, and I feel very privileged to own it. And I feel very privileged to have it signed by Gunnar Hansen and Ed Neal. Now, when I bought this book...
I know the story.
When I bought this book, I paid $40 for it at a con. And Gunnar Hansen was sat next to me. I paid the $40 and I turned out to Gunnar Hansen and I was like, oh man, thank you very much. I just bought your book. Can you sign it for me? And Gunnar Hansen literally went $30. And I was like, sorry? What? And he was like, $30 for me to sign it. I was like, just bought it. Literally just bought it off you there.
For 40.
For 40. And he was like, yeah, it's another 30 for me to sign it. And I was like, alright. There's me $30. And good enough. I'm very happy I got the quote wrong before. So he's wrote in it, Liam, now you'll see the real horror making the movie, Gunnar Hansen. Over the moon.
Neil, the
guy's dead. Over the moon to have it.
Yeah.
And then I went, can I have a picture? And he was like, yeah, sure. $30. And I was like, dude, I've just spent $70 on a book and a signature. You're not just going to give me a picture? And he was like, yeah, I'll give you a picture, but it's $30. And I was like, nah, you're all right, mate. Completely and utterly just took me out of the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not saying, oh, I want these for free.
Yeah.
I don't give me a freebie. But you
literally not even a fucking professional, just like a kink. A selfie. You know what I mean? Nah, fuck him. So I walked about 4 foot away from the table, got my phone out and went.
He's just small in the background.
And I don't even know if I've still got the picture anymore. If I have, I'll stick it up. But he's like that. Because
he knows.
Grump on.
I should have had $30. Obviously, he didn't have much work, and obviously needed the money. But
completely, man.
Come on. I know he's gone, but
shitty.
Yeah, could have been better.
On the other side,
yes,
we met Ed Neal, HorrorCon, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we did. Well, you did. I filmed it.
What a polar opposite to Gunnar Hansen. So Ed Neal played the Hitcher.
Yeah.
You know, the guy like, yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Cutting his arm. Oh, amazing. 20 minutes, man.
Yeah, he had you gassing, didn't he?
I was yabbering.
Yeah.
For a good... And I, honestly, in the queue before it, I got really pissed off. Because I was stood there and I was like, fucking hell, I've been stood
What's
here.
this person in front doing?
I've been stood here. And it's like, nah. And they're all, what are they possibly talking about? And then it was and then it was my turn, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and he had a chop top t-shirt on, and he was like, "My brother," and then we just ended up talking for like.
It's him. He's the gasser.
Yeah,
he's the one who's going it all.
He was literally, and the queue for Dario Argento was getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And you're edging away, and he's like, "No, come back, man."
He's a sweetheart.
He was an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. So, chalk and cheese, man. You can see who the rock stars are in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's it.
You know?
Good that you met him, though. Nice.
Oh, I feel privileged.
Definitely.
I really do.
Yeah.
Gunnar Hansen as well. In Liverpool in about late 90s.
Yeah.
Done a signing in Forbidden Planet in Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
With Anthony Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, so fucking Leatherface and C-3PO. Done a tag team in Forbidden Planet.
Crazy.
I missed it. I didn't know what was going on.
No.
But, yeah.
Well, there you go. Strange goings on. There you go. So that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shocking Truth. Plus, we hope you enjoyed that little super snippet we've got. Keep your eyes peeled because it's going to be so good.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be great. So,
the sword is family!
Sure is. So until next time, stay safe.
Stay tuned.
And stay sick.
SP.